Hi everyone, my name is Sam and welcome to my channel Mind My Needle. Thank you for coming by and checking out this video where I'm going to share with you what I've been up to in the way of cross stitch and knitting. For those that are new here, thank you for coming by and checking me out, and those that recognise my face, you do not need to skip this channel. It's not a hoax, I am finally back in 2025. Just a quick update on who I am and where I am in the world. As I said, my name is Sam. I live in the lower North Island of New Zealand with my husband and two kids, well, one young adult and one teenager. We live with our now one cat because the other two unfortunately passed away due to old age within 6 months of each other. So we're now down to one. If you hear me call someone an asshole, it's not my kids, it's the cat. So where have I been? Good question. For those that are aware, we have been through a little bit of a journey with my husband's health. He is fine. He's actually up in Auckland at the moment for work. Kids are fine. It's me now that's had the change. I was a month ago disestablished from my position at my previous employer. I work in the insurance industry. And yeah, so I'm currently a free agent looking for work, which means I'm home all the time. And when I'm not playing housewife or studying IT, I decided to pick up an IT course to help kill some boredom. Or when I'm not reading, I have read 104 books so far this year. I am crafting a lot. I'm doing a lot of knitting and a lot of cross stitch. I might be doing a lot, but I'm slow on both, so it takes me a long time to get progress because I'm a slow knitter and I'm also a slow cross stitcher. But it is what it is. So I thought today I would come and give you an update, share what I've been up to recently. I've got some finishes to show you, both cross stitch and knitting, and then I will go through both lots of whips with you. This is not everything I have for both crafts. What I will show you is stuff that I'm actively working on. This is not a whip parade. If I did do one, we'll be here for a little while because I have a number of cross stitch whips. I think I'm over 40 and I've got about 15 or so knitting whips. Because I now have a lot of time on my hands, I thought it would be best for me to try and narrow and crack down on some of my outstanding stuff to get it off the plate so I can start working on new stuff. Doesn't mean I haven't been starting new stuff. It just means I'm actively working on what I currently have outstanding. So just bear with me. I'm just going to bring up my notes because yes, I did make notes for today. Look like a ghost. Right. It's very dark here. It is absolutely pissing down with rain. I've had to close the sunshade here just so the glare wasn't too bad, but I need the light on there because that's for my plants, and there's a window right there and I don't want to close it up because I'll be in pitch black. Right, if I keep looking off over to the side, that's because that's where my notes are, so just bear with me. What I thought I would start with today though is all my cross stitch whips, and there are a number. Just get those. Right, the first one I have to show you is called the SMUT Reader. It's from a shop called the Cross Stitch Art on Etsy. This is my finish. I'm really sorry for the lighting, but there's not much I can do about it. This is stitched on 28 count Lugana by Country Stitch in the colour Black Sheep, and it's just all GMC. And yes, I have been reading this genre quite a bit for shits and giggles. That's number one. Number two is, it's a Lizzie flipper, an older chart. Does this say when it was printed? 2004. And it came with a little charm. So I just done it with the called for DMC. So yeah, I've done it with the called for DMC on a piece of 28 count T Monaco. And there is my little finish. None of my cats look like this. I just went with the chart. And next is a few in a series I've been doing from Stitching with the Housewives. Their tier trade Tibbits, all the like seed packs they were doing. So all these are stitched on 16 count Aida in the colour Chalkboard using the called for thread. So they all call for fancy floss, so I picked up a whole heap. So the first two I have almost fully finished. I just need to stuff and sew the bottoms. So here's the first two. Sunflower seeds and zinnia seeds. I have done pansy seeds. I have done sunflower farm. And the last one, which I started at the cross stitch retreat in March this year, is strawberry seeds, and that's now finished. So I have a few more in the series to do. This one I have, the next two I have fully finished, FFO'd. They're both Shepherd's Bush pattern. This first one is called Pansy Roll, and it came as a kit. So you get everything. You get the linen, which I hate linen, beads, rickrack, button, threads, and the ribbon. So this is called, yeah, Pansy Roll. So it's fully done. Stitched, sewn and stuffed. And this one is called Buzzy Nights by Shepherd's Bush. I picked up the chart from Angel Crafts, and it came with the buttons. Everything else you had to supply yourself. I stitched this on a piece of 32 count White Lugana. And the chart actually calls for it to be stitched 1/2. However, I done it 2/2 by accident. I've used all the called for threads, which were fancy flosses, apart from Garrison Green I swapped out for 932. Yes. And then the last project I have to show. You may have seen this before, however I've got another whip on the same fabric. So this will go straight from this finish straight to whips. These patterns are from Nikki Pattern on Etsy, and it's part of her mini series. So this is mini Starry Night. Stitched 2/2 on 28 count Lugana. And if you can hear the cat whining, it's because she's outside in the rain. And this one I've started here is the Great Wave. God, this lighting's crap. So those are my finishes and my first start. Excuse me, I'm just dropping stuff. So here's my pile of whips. These first lot will go through a full coverages. This one here is Fog in the Evening. The artist is Leonard Efremov, and it's charted by Artisy. I originally started this on a piece of 18 count vintage cloud printed Aida. And that was my start there. I was doing this 2/2 and hated it. So I restarted it on my favourite 25 count 1/1. And I was doing it in the diagonal, and then I hated it. So I started branching out and putting all my part threads in, and I screwed up the counting. Typical. So last week I restarted it again because I really like the artwork. Still on 25 count. Still on 2/2 10th stitch. And that's my start. I started in the middle. So that's one of the trees there coming in. This might look horrible, but who cares? Alright. Another full coverage I'm working on, I'm currently about 70%, maybe a bit more, is a story keep charted by Heaven and Earth. It is called Evil Queen. And once again, 25 count, 12/1 tent. I have completed all the stitches up to here. So here down's 100% done, and here up. So I've got a hands to do. I've got some 1s and 2s in here. Yeah, I need to do a hand and bits and pieces. That's my story keep so far. Next full coverage is another Heaven and Earth Designs. This is called Mini Magic City. Once again, 2/1 tent. Nope. That's where I'm up to. Let's bring it in for you. Really like this piece. You can see like the cobble work coming in. Confetti hell, pain in the ass to stitch. This is a start of the book. Obviously the door, and that's a window. And pretty sure in there goes a light. But I'll put all the cover pictures up as I speak anyway. So my next full coverage it's a Carolyn Manning. I actually started this during the pandemic in March. I'm stitching this one on 20 count Aida, 1/1. The Aida is ivory, just using the called for DMC, and it's Beachcomber. So I'm almost 72% with this. I stitched this one in hand because it's easier at night. I don't need to get standout or anything. I am up until this line down. This portion here is 100% done. Everything above is what I'm filling in now. That looks so good. Okay. This piece I started in remembrance of my grandfather, who passed away in April 2024. He passed away in the UK after a fuck up caused by the hospital. That's all I'm going to say. So this is a Dimensions Gold Collection Petite. It's called Beacon at Daybreak. This piece was specifically chosen for my grandfather because he used to build lighthouses and sell them at the local markets. Now it does call for 18 count Aida, which I don't like, or I don't mind the Aida, but they don't give you enough margin, so I actually switched it out for 16 count. And I was using this as my travel piece when I had to go away to Christchurch for work, weeks at a time. Or week at a time. So there are some park threads. So the lighthouse is completely done. That is a bird, a seagull stitched in. That's the top of the chart up here, and obviously that's the bottom, and that is, I believe, the whole width as well. That's my granddad's piece. I'm using markup RXP for this because if you can prove to, I think it's Simplicity Designs, that you actually have the chart and the full kit, they will send you the PDF of the chart, and then it can go into markup RXP. You just have to put the colours in. So what I've done on mine is I've marked when it's a half stitch, I've marked when it's 3 or multiple threads, so because you can rename them. Let's see if I can show you what I mean. Yeah. Where is it? There. Says I'm at 44% on that one. So here's all the colours and markup. So I've renamed them all the colours that correspond to the chart. It says there if they're parked. And then I have put down here, you can see where I've put it's a half stitch and how many threads. So that's how I do my stuff in markup. No, put that back over there because that's my notes. This one I've just started and I do here and there. It's another needle roll by Shepherd's Bush, another kit, and this one is called Tiny Garden. So once again, it comes with everything. That's what it's going to look like. And it's stitched on 32 count smoky white linen, bane of my existence. There we go, you see the colour of the linen though, how it's got some mottling. And that's my little start there. Just pick this up and do it when I feel like it. And my last whip for cross stitch is the Scarlett house. I saw a couple of ladies, it was a mother-daughter duo on YouTube doing a whip parade, and Mum was stitching this on, I can't remember, it was a pinky red Aida, and I had that and I thought I'd start it, screw it. So this is Entwined Hearts. I have swapped the threads. They gave you the DMC equivalent, but the colours I'm using is 310 and 822, which is called for conversion, and the other two colours I'm using is 524 and 03, which aren't the called for, and that's because this is more green and this is more grey compared to the conversion colours they gave. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Lugana by Country Stitch in the colour Claret. Very pink. Can't really get the colour, but that's where I'm up to. So once I finish this band here, that is half of page 1. Love this piece. I've been holding off a long time starting that. So that's all my cross stitch. I'm just going to pause and grab all my knitting and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back with my knitting. I've only got 3 projects to show you today. I have many more, but I'm only going to show you the 3 that I'm currently working on. The first one is my long-term whip. I've actually been doing this project since February 2024. I'm using this yarn by Sheepies. It's cotton and these are 10 gram skeins. There is a local knitting shop to me just outside of Greytown called Good Wool Hunting, and in there I purchased a box of 109 different colours from in this size, and what I'm doing with those is I'm making dishcloths. So this is not all the dishcloths I have made. I've got about just under, no, it'll be less than that, maybe a third of the box left, so I'm getting through. So I just make random dishcloths. So this is 100% cotton, so they're great for dishcloths because you can just wash them in the machine when you're done. So I just pick random colours, random patterns and go for gold because they're for me and my family. It doesn't matter if I run out of a colour before I can bind off, I just pick up something else and carry on. These are my latest 2 that I have finished and I really like these ones. This middle colour here is actually a really light green grey, and I've done the same in a pastel. Oh, let's get there. And it's, there we go, you can see the stitch I'm doing on that. So that's my dishcloths. Alright, the other project I have is my husband's socks. This wool again was bought from Good Wool Hunting, from this company here. These socks are done in shade 13. My husband likes the commercial yarn, so I use this a lot for his socks. And here it is here. It is a self-striping yarn, so it automatically changes as it goes. These are knit 2.5 millimeter needles on 9-inch circulars. I do 80 stitches for him, 2x2 ribbing, 15 rounds for the rib, 70 for the foot, and then 70 for the leg, 80 for the foot, and a heel flapping gusset for him. And then start with a second sock. So I've done the leg and I'm just working on the heel flap. So that's his socks. So yeah, it's self-striping, so it changes all the time. Because I don't do any yarn management, this has gone funny because it's gone into the heel, which I don't care, it's fine. And I don't do any yarn management with this, and they're almost matching. So that's a lucky bonus. My last knitting whip is a scarf by KF Jones. It's called Yuletide, and I'm using my Prosper yarn, which is a company from Ponsonby in Auckland, their 2024 advent calendar. And I'm making my scarf. So you use all the colours that you're given. The main colour is the break in between. I'm getting 19 rounds per colour because it is knit double with 4-ply yarn. So, and then I've got 5 colours to go, and then once I'm done, you kitchen both ends together, and using this main colour, which is the break stripe in here, you make tassels with. So I'm almost done. Almost. Here's my 5 colours left. It goes brown, then to the greens, and then to the blues, and then kitchen tassels, and I'm done. Oh, this one is knit in the round using 4.5 millimeter needles, and my dishcloths use 3.5. Itchy nose. Yeah, that's my quick and cheerful update for you all. I'm hoping I'll be back next week to show you what I've been working on since I last checked in, otherwise it'll be a week later. With the way things are, I'm really hoping I have time to get back into this. I would like to come back and share with you all what I've been up to, so that would be nice. If you have any questions or anything regarding my whips, or wish to contact me, all my details are in the description box below, along with details on the whips I have showed today and my finishes. But other than that, I'm going to get off here. It's bloody cold. Arsehole wants in. And I'm going to get some crafting done. Bye.